What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? No Zoop for you here, and I have a viewer-submitted gameplay brought to you by Hakaimu, and I'm sorry if I pronounced your name wrong. I really am. Again, I'm not really good with Japanese pronunciation, but he wanted to send this round because he got his first Kraken ever, in a Shimikaze at that, and it was a phenomenal round. Not only did he have a Kraken, but he did a lot of damage. So I was impressed enough that I wanted to show you this video because, you know, every time someone has an achievement, it's always nice to share that. And, you know, for someone at tier 10 who's never got a Kraken, this is kind of a big deal. So we're going to use this as the background video today, but the main purpose of this video is, well, it's another week and another Wargaming PR snafu. I mean, it seems to be the going trend at this point. We can't go a single week without something crazy happening or something that just riles up the community or just the absolute Whiskey Tango Foxtrot event that is just like, what are you guys talking about? What are you thinking about? And this happened this past week. Some of you might know what's going on. I think Jingles covered it. I don't know. But anyhow, some of you, or the majority of you, might know that certain things are being taken out of the game. Certain rewards for happenings, mainly flags and signals. There he goes. He's already up to 35,000 damage. He's getting those torp hits in. Signals are being taken away for achievements, and a lot of players aren't happy about that, and I can understand that. So, I guess the question was brought up, and one of the North America community managers, Mayor Draco, tried to... Well, I say try to. He didn't do a really good job of it, but I guess he was attempting to express Wargaming's thoughts on why this needed to happen, and this is where things just got really, really bizarre. And he went into this whole diatribe about how players were essentially exploiting detonations and throwing their ships away in an attempt to get detonation flags. And that's why these are being taken out of the game. Why these rewards are being removed. Now, anyone who's been playing this game for a long time, anyone who knows anything about the mechanics of this game, knows that you really can't farm det flags. You really can't even purposely go out there and try to get detonated. It's just one of those things that happens. It's one of those things that, you know, I could play 1,000 rounds, suicide straight into the enemy, let them absolutely slaughter me, and in those 1,000 rounds, I wouldn't get detonated once. It is a completely random mechanic. Granted, there are things that increase the chances of getting detonated. Obviously, not having det flags on is one of the things that increases that, but it has a lot to deal with magazine saturation and a bunch of under the hood type of mechanics that still aren't going to guarantee that you get detonated. And there he goes, sinking his first ship right there. Very nice. Two torp hits on a small one nonetheless. Always nice to see those go down. But yes, that was his reasoning. Wargaming's taking stuff away because a lot of players are purposely farming det flags. And when you lose a player doing that, it really sets the game off in a wrong way. And it's unfair to the team and blah, blah, blah. And it's just a ridiculous excuse. It really is. And not only did he say that, but he doubled down a little later as well when he was pressed on it. And he said, well, things were taken out of context. But he didn't go and cover what he said about the mechanics and just the ridiculous comment he made. He doubled down that the reasoning was taken out of context and the video was clipped and something else. I don't know. It was silly. And you know, what's even worse is that Mademoiselle was sitting there right next to him, and she just let him go on with this. Like, it was completely normal what he was saying. So, I don't know if she doesn't understand this mechanic either, or, you know, they were hoping no one would notice, or they just didn't realize they were saying something just off the wall ridiculous. So, I don't want to go too hard on them. I mean, I really don't. But this leads me into the point of this video. And it's not so much about what happened, because that's been covered into the ground already. And, I'm sure Mayor Draco is looking at everything and like, crap, I can't believe I said that. Or maybe he's not. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure St. Pete has probably talked to him. Or maybe they're just hoping people ignore it. I'm hoping by the time this video comes out, they've made a statement already, just regarding it. But this brings me to a more important topic. What do you all want in a community manager? So, by that, I mean, do you want community managers that are better at engaging with the community, or community managers that know the game inside out and the mechanics of the game inside out, which could have helped that situation a lot? Or do you want a mixture of both? What is more important for a community manager in World of Warships, especially? And there he goes, sinking another ship. Look at that. Very nice. He's up to 125,000 damage. Game's still very, very close right now. The caps are divided between two teams. Very close. Good round so far. So what's more important to you for a community manager? I mean, we've had community managers in the past that have been a very, very good balance of being decent players and being really, really good at engaging the community. And I'm going to throw something else in there. They've been good at PR as well, which I think is very important. I mean, I like to see a well-rounded community manager. Honestly, for me, I don't want a community manager that knows nothing about the game, or thinks that, 20,000 or 25,000 average damage in a Tone makes it a great ship, or makes them helpful to the team, because that's absolutely not. And I'm not going to mention the CM that actually said that or telegraphed that on Twitter, but yes, I don't want that out of my community manager. I want at least one that knows if they're good or not and is able to talk to the mechanics and the aspects. So I guess it goes into many things. If you're a community manager and you're not good at the game, that's... Ooh, these torps look good. That's okay as long as you know that, and you can speak to the mechanics of the game. I mean, I'm sure... well, let's take Tiger Woods, for example. We know that Butch Harmon is not as good a golf player as Tiger Woods, but he's a golf coach and a swing instructor, and Tiger Woods goes to him for that. So he knows what he's talking about, even though he's not the best in the game. He's still good enough knowing the mechanics to train the best in the game. So I'm fine if a community manager is like that. I'm fine if, they might not be great at the game or even good at the game, but when you ask them about debt flags, they can tell you, oh yeah, this is completely random. It's got nothing to do with why these are being taken out of the game. We just want to sell them in the shop and make money off of it, or something a little more political than that. That would be fine with me. But I would like some CMs to be legit good at the game too, so that they can both talk the talk and walk the walk. And we've had employees like that. Kami Samurai used to work for Wargaming, and he's probably one of the best players I've run across. So it was nice having him there, someone that can talk the talk and walk the walk. But this whole, I guess, situation where CMs are being hired that might not know the game mechanics at all and might not be good at the game, that really does the community no good. And, I don't want to make it sound like I don't think that should happen. And, I'm sure Wargaming has a reasoning for that. But it puts you in a bad PR type of spot where you're going to have employees that say things that just don't sound right, sound good, and the players that know are going to call them on that. And whereas, another player that, or CM that did understand, would be able to elaborate, you're in a situation now where you've got people that can't elaborate, the community gets up in arms, and then you have this whole hullabaloo happen where it's like, these guys don't know what they're talking about, and they're trying to sell us on this stuff, and it just looks bad. It really does. So, and he's gonna avoid the fighter strafe right there. I'll be honest, Wargaming really hit those hard with the nerf hammer, or the ban not ban hammer, the nerf hammer. Got bans on the mind, I don't know. Pretty crazy right there. Still a close round. They're losing, but there's still 4 minutes left, and we're not done yet sinking ships or with the damage. So he's got some nice juicy targets very close right now. He's going to throw those torps out there. So from my perspective, for me, I think it's important that I think it's more important that CMs are able to engage the community in a positive manner, but also understand the game inside out. They have to. To do your job, you have to know the game inside out. You can't just go out there and spout off random stuff that may or may not make sense, because the player's going to call you on it. And there you go, sinking that Montana. Nice. Hakayamu, you are on fire right now, and you are propelling your team to victory. You're now in the lead. Awesome. So I would like them to, A, be able to engage the community in a positive manner and create fun incentives, but I want them to know what they're talking about. I want them to understand the mechanics of this game. And if they happen to be a really good player, you know, that gives them more credibility. I can understand a little less of their average. That's fine by me, but at the very least, they need to know the game inside out and what they're talking about. And I'll be honest, we've had that in the past. I think we really need that right now. And, you know, with half of Fodder leaving, you know, I always felt that he at least understood the mechanics of the game inside out, and he's a decent player. So I want to say he is probably one of the more, I guess, seasoned CMs in those aspects. And now we're just left with some people that, I don't know. I don't like seeing this happen, but it feels like, and there he goes. Great round. I don't like seeing this happen, and it just creates a lot of issues. And it's another week, it's another fire to put out, and these torps are running good right now. Oh, look at this. Let's see if they hit. Of course, we can't see where the ship is. He's up to 219,000 damage right now. 4 ships. You know he gets the Kraken because I said that. So these are going to connect with something, and I'll tell you what happens in this round. Yes, they win. They win. It's very, very close, but they win by about 5 or 6 points, and boom, there it is. Hits the aircraft carrier, gets Kraken, Flesh Wound, High Caliber, and Confederate with that, and that just sealed the game for them. So phenomenal round right there. Congratulations, Harakamu, on your first Kraken. Really enjoyed this round. Like seeing the Shimmy still do good. Still a very viable ship. Wargaming, fix your house. Fix your house, please. Please, because I hate seeing this type of stuff go on with the community. Anyhow, thanks for watching, everyone. Zoop out.